That's right. We're right here this afternoon, and boy, do we have an exciting show for you here today. We have corralled four, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 gals from the 2011-2012 Toros team here, girls team, to talk to us about their experience in Plano, Texas. They learned a lot. They've been excited. But before I introduce them, I want to tell you how amazing these girls are. They are amazing because they played against teams that I would have to say are pretty much higher than they are when you look at what they bring from the background. The Lakelands Toros Club here in Greenwood, we have a population of about 70,000 people. It's a nice size. We like the size. However, when they were down in Texas, Plano, Texas, with the Southern President's Cup match results, and I need to remind you, these gals, by the way, are state champions for South Carolina, which is huge. But when they went to Plano, Texas, the first game they played, their opponent was FC Arkansas Impact. This team was from Fayetteville, Arkansas, and they have a population of 265,000 people. To be able to go and they lost, but only 2-1 is amazing, Now, Fayetteville is a university city with deep resources for youth sports and a strong player pool. Despite this, the Toros kept the match razor close. Now, on Game 2 on the 14th, they played CBS Cyclones 2011 team. That team was from Melbourne, Florida, out of Brevard County. They have a population of 628,000. Remember, Greenwood County has 70,000. They lost again, but simply 2-1. When you look at the ability of the girls that were down there, I hope you're going to get out and support these Toros teams because they are doing amazing work over there at the Toros. One of the things that I wanted to tell you about Melbourne, Florida, is that it's based on Florida's Space Coast. CBS draws from a much larger population and it has access to year-round elite competition. That was that one. Now, for the third team, they played 3 games. On June 15th was their final game. They played BRSC 11G Black. They are located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and the population there, 457,000 against Little Greenwood, 70,000 people. Again, they lost 2-1, but don't you think that's amazing that they had all this access to a lot more girls, a lot more resources, and yet still Greenwood held the line against these teams. You would have expected, I wouldn't have been surprised if they had lost from much bigger numbers, but they didn't. And so with that, I want you to give a big round of applause for the 4 girls that are here with us this afternoon to talk about the team experience that they had down there in Plano, Texas. We're talking to 4 members of the 2011-2012 team of Toros gals, and I have just going to put the mic on them now and put the cameras on them. Y'all can wave at the crowd as we go, yay, this is awesome. And I am so glad that Jonathan said, yeah, Ann, I think it's a good idea we come on the air. So why don't y'all, let's start with Anna Claire. Anna Claire Waters, you want to come up there to the microphone? How was this experience for you, Anna Claire?
It was good and really fun.
Really fun? What did you take away from this whole experience down there?
It taught me that I needed to trust my teammates whenever they're on the field and just really listen to them.
What position do you play on the team?
As of right now, I play center defensive mid.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I'm not a big soccer person, so I don't know what that means. So what does that mean? in layman's terms?
So I'm playing in front of the center back where Silla's at, and I'm kind of making the switch and transition between the midfield and the forward and the defense.
Okay, all right. How long have you been playing soccer?
I've played it since I was little, but I started like real soccer, like club soccer, in 5th grade.
In 5th grade. And what grade are you going into now?
I'm going into 9th grade.
9th grade. And where are you going to school?
Greenwood High School.
Are you excited?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a big school. Where were you going to school before?
Where
did you just leave from?
I was at Westview.
Westview? Yeah, okay. All right, so I'm going to ask you a few questions since I got you here in front of the microphone. This is Anna Claire Waters, and she has done great. She's going into the 9th grade. Now, Anna Claire, what was one of the biggest experiences that you had never had before that you had on this trip?
We played very high competition that
I
we
guess
weren't used to.
Yeah.
Like, the season before that, we were in a different league, and all the games were, like, fairly easy, but now they're, like, really hard.
What did you think when you all became state champions? For you, Anna Claire, what was it like to be when you won that state champ? Were you down in Columbia? Is that right? Is that where
Yes.
it was? What did you think about winning there at that game?
I almost, like, couldn't believe it because, like, at the beginning of the season, we were, like, losing a lot of games, and we didn't even think that we were going to make it to the tournament.
Right.
And we were seeded number 6, and then we ended up winning the whole thing.
That's huge. That's huge. What do you attribute the ability to win that tournament? What do you attribute it to?
Like, can you rephrase that?
Oh, attribute. What do you think what were some of the reasons that you were able to win?
Our team all worked together, and, like, if somebody messed up, we just kind of, like, it's okay, we can do it again. And we didn't give up at all because the team that we played had beat us by a lot earlier in the season.
Oh, so this was payback. This was, we got to kick your ass. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like to me. I think that's terrific. So, what was one of the funnest things you did down there when you weren't playing soccer?
Our whole team went out to go play mini golf. That was really fun.
Mini golf? Yeah. And did you get to go to a Dodgers game? Did you go to was it a Dodgers game, a baseball game?
I didn't go to that one.
You didn't go to that one? Okay. Anything else that you did there? How was the food? We always got to talk about food. How was the food?
It was good. We ate a lot of Mexican, like Tex-Mex.
You ate a lot of Mexican?
Restaurants.
Okay, you did. Okay. How about beef? Did you eat any beef? They're supposed to be, Texas is famous for beef down there, you know.
I didn't eat any beef.
No beef for Anna Claire. Okay, and what's going to be the takeaway that you're walking away from what you did down there and going forth, because y'all are still going to be together as a team, right? Mm-hmm. What do you look for the future with your teammates?
I think that we just know that we need to work hard so we can get there again next year and try again.
Did this experience make you, when you won there for South Carolina, state champions, I might add, did you think, well, that's nice, but did you have any idea what you were headed for when you went to Plano?
We really didn't know. We tried to look up some of the teams, but nothing really came up. We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into.
Yeah, but you'd like to do it again?
Yes.
Well, this time, you're going to have to be planning ahead so that you can have have that momentum going, right? Yeah,
yes.
Momentum going. All right, Anna Claire Waters, thank you so much. Now, let's see. We've got Priscilla Jackson. She is the one that I understand is a good coach. Is that right? Do you
Yes, ma'am.
you tell everybody what to do?
Yes, ma'am.
So what does that mean futuristically for you, Scylla? What kind of position would you like to have going forth when you grow up as a leader?
I guess, like Coach Bass said, he's like, he said that I would be a boss and I would,
You would be boss?
yeah, I would give like
Directions
to everybody and
Yeah.
Stuff
Is
like
there
that.
any direction that you have as far as going to be a boss? Anything you'd like to?
Not right now. Not nothing I can think of.
Nothing you can think of.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, we are here with Priscilla Jackson. That's right. And Priscilla, at what position do you play on the team?
I'm a center back.
Center back?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how long have you been playing?
I've been playing soccer since I was really young, but I've been playing like club soccer since I moved here, which was like 6-7 years.
6 or 7 years?
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
What was your takeaway from being on the team and being for this experience of going to Plano, Texas?
I guess like my takeaway would be like the competition and how hard we worked, and
So is Jonathan Bass a tough coach?
some days he can be, but most days he like trusts us and depends on us to know, like during practices, make he like knows that we can do it on our own. But then some days when we want to do our own things, he gets a little bit more direct and harsh.
You mean, do you ever need to be redirected as a boss? Do you sometimes think that maybe the team should be doing this and Bass thinks you ought to be doing this? I mean, is there ever any of that?
For the next person you're going to talk to.
No, I mean, do you have any? Or are you totally good? Are you on the same mind meld with Jonathan Bass, your coach?
I would, for the most part, I would say yeah. There might be some things we don't like both get,
Right.
but for the most part, I think yeah.
What did you think about the teams you were playing against? The size of I don't think y'all knew that you were playing against cities that had 620,000 people in them, and here from Greenwood, 70,000 trotting out there on the field and doing your thing. What did you think about that? Now that you look back on it,
Well, at first I thought like we were gonna get beat like really bad, but after playing them, all of the teams were good teams, but I feel like we had some mistakes, and instead of learning from them, we dropped back from them, and then that's how they costed us goals. But I feel like next year, if we do get there, which I'm hoping that we do, if we work together, then we could definitely beat anybody.
you can beat anybody.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, now will you have basically the same teammates next year, or will it change very much? Or
I think this coming up season we'll have 2 teams, and so I think most of our team from Texas will stay on the team with some add-ons. And
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the toughest position on a soccer team? I mean, I have no idea. So, do you know?
I would say a goalie.
The goalie is.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we got Chappie coming up here at the end here. We'll have to ask her about that. All right. Well, what did you think about the fact that it was 2-1? I mean, you guys really held the line.
I was impressed with us, and because I went to Texas with the 09s last year.
Oh, okay.
So, and they got blew out by a lot. So I thought we were going to get blown out a lot too. But keeping the 2-1, I think we did really good, and we could have won, but just some mistakes costed us goals.
Right. Well, I mean, and what do you think? What do you think as far as working as a team? How did you handle the fact when there were mistakes? I mean, I think sometimes we can be pretty tough on other people and say, well, it was your fault. I mean, what do you do about that?
Well, I guess when the goals were scored, I guess everybody was mad, but over the games, especially me, I knew how to like keep our team keep working, even if some people were like mad at themselves or like mad at other people. We still worked and we still tried our best.
When you're on a soccer team, y'all work very hard. I mean, how many days a week do y'all practice and everything?
I think for Texas we
What, 4
practice
days?
4 days a week.
4 days a week.
Yeah.
That's a big commitment.
Yes, ma'am. but I feel like it helped us and to be prepared, especially in the weather. It wasn't as hot, but it still got us kind of used to the weather for Texas.
Now, I heard it was very hot in Texas. I mean,
Yes,
we're at
ma'am.
almost 100, maybe we're at over 100 with the heat index here. What was unique about the heat there?
The heat, it was like there was no wind, it was dry, and one day it like poured down raining, and then it was sunny after, so it made it hot and humid, and it was just like really hard to play with.
The air was probably heavy,
Yeah.
hard to breathe, right? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. So, next year, so what is the takeaway from it this year? What are you looking at to do next year as far as a team? What's your takeaway out of it?
For next year, I feel like we just need to keep doing what we're doing and work harder. And if there's mistakes, we don't need to take a step back. Just take that mistake and keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
was a big lesson to learn, wasn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
What was your favorite thing to do?
I guess my favorite thing was to stay, because me and we had a house with 13 other kids and family. So I guess it was just staying at home and enjoying that, and also going out and team bonding with everybody.
What's team bonding?
So we just went out and we arcade, and like all the girls got together and just hung out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And how was the food?
It was good.
You know, when you're adults, I mean, I don't know about kids, but when they're adults, the thing that everybody wants to talk about is the food. I don't know what happens to us, but as adults, all we want to do is talk about the food.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
what was your favorite food on this trip?
So most of the days we just got canes because it was late at night and we lived an hour from everything, so
Right.
it was easier to just grab something and go. But last year, whenever my sister went and I went with my sister, we went to it was like a steakhouse and like a rib house,
Yeah.
and that was really good.
Ribs, steak, yeah. From Texas, yeah.
Yes,
They're
ma'am.
growing bigger there, don't they? Don't they have
Yes.
big ribs out there? Yeah,
Yes,
I thought so.
ma'am.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, then there's a beef eating girl. You like the beef?
Yeah, it was good.
It was good. Okay.
ma'am.
All right. Okay. Anything else you'd like us to know about the trip?
No, nothing I can think of.
What did you think about the support you had from Greenwood?
It was, I didn't expect for all the teams to be there, but most games we had the '09 girls. Some games there were a few of the '06 boys.
Mm-hmm.
So I just didn't expect everybody to be there, and when they were there, they were a lot of help.
They were a lot of help.
Yes,
Does it
ma'am.
make it easier to play when you got people sitting in the background going, "Yay! Go, go, go!"
For some people, it might not help them, but really for me, I don't really like pay attention to them. So it's just, I just see them there for support.
For
and that's it.
support. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, well, that is Priscilla Jackson. Now, where are you going to be going to school this year?
I'm gonna be at Emerald.
And Emerald.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
looking forward to it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to be broadcasting the football. Well, we did baseball one time, but we're going to be doing the football this year. All right, so then we have Alyssa, right? Alyssa here is, she's the one that's going to tell us all about everything that happened. Now, do you have any stories you can share with us that nobody knows about yet? I'm thinking, some stories about, just having a great time, getting out and getting away or something like that. No?
Not really. I mean, there was one game where the other team's parents were just, like, outrageous.
Really?
Yeah, and the refs, like, after the game, like, came up to our coach and was like, they just thanked our parents for being calm and collected, but the other team's parents weren't.
Did since we've been talking about the 265,000, the 627,000, did they have more support there? Just out of curiosity, were there more parents, more family? Was there? Or
Not-
did they appear any bigger? Did they appear any bigger than y'all when you're looking at it?
No, I think our parents just really supported us, so they showed up.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that's what Greenwood does, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what position do you play, Alyssa?
I play right attacking mid.
Right attacking mid. That sounds like a good position.
Yes, ma'am.
What does it require to be in that to do that job?
Probably not always going forward and not always going to the defense. I think you have to stay in the middle of both.
So you're right in the middle of everything all the time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So as you look back over this experience, what was exciting about this for you?
Probably, well, it was my first time going on a plane.
Okay.
So that was fun, and probably team bonding was fun.
Do you team bond here, or what's different about being out there and team bonding versus team bonding here?
It had a lot more things than Greenwood has.
Oh, okay. So you're talking
Yeah.
about the things to do.
Yeah.
The things to do. What was your favorite thing to do?
Probably the arcade with the team. That was really fun. We went bowling first, and then we went to the arcade.
What's your favorite game to play in the arcade?
Probably like a basketball shooting one. That was fun.
Basketball shooting. Oh,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
was this more of an old-timey type arcade type thing or modern games? Jonathan, do you know? I mean,
This place called Game Time. It was like a big, had a bowling alley, had laser tag. It was a big deal.
big deal.
And
Okay.
the great thing about that is, and I think that's what you were asking a minute ago, is the support that we got from Greenwood paid for the girls to be able to participate entirely on that. They got to bowl. They got, I think y'all got like $25 cards that y'all could do with the arcade.
So
So-
Greenwood helped.
That's
Greenwood helped pay for y'all to have good times.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes, ma'am.
That's right.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Well, that sounds really neat. Sounds almost like a Vegas experience here. Yeah, where they have these big arcades and everything there. We don't have any. Do we have anything like that in South Carolina? Does anybody know?
Yeah, I mean, we have Dave and Buster's, and we have some things up in Greenville and Columbia and Rock Hill and Charlotte. I mean, in Charleston area, Myrtle Beach area.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, anyways, we are here with a great group of gals. They are the 2011-2012 Toro's team here today. And Alyssa, what was your big takeaway from this trip?
Probably how much I need to train for next season and how much the team needs to train for next season. Cause
I mean, my God, you're state
Yeah.
champions. What else should you have to do? Come on. Tell me.
I think we just needed to prepare for the heat, but there's no way you can really prepare for
Does
that.
it always in Plano, Texas, or not necessarily?
This was the last.
This was the last year of Texas. Next year it's in a different place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it might be in a cooler place, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So, so how do you prepare? How do you work to prepare for something like this?
I think you just win games.
You just win games.
Yeah, I think you have to have a lot of practice before, and you just have to get mentally prepared for it too, because it's a really tough competition.
How does your coach get you ready for these things?
Again, practice 4 days a week before.
Can I talk about what we did the first 2 weeks of our training right after our season ended?
We had a lot of cones, a lot of just technical drills that we had to do.
And did you get good at them? You think you could
Yes,
have been
ma'am.
better? Do you think you could have been better?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna definitely go over that during this little break that we have until our fall season.
When do you go back? When does soccer start back up again?
August.
August?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Well, last takeaway. What does Alyssa Powell think was the biggest takeaway of this whole trip? You rode on a plane. You guys played great. You played against huge teams compared to the size of the town. 70,000 in Greenwood, 265,000 up to 628,000 people in the teams. And still the score was 2-1. What's your takeaway?
I think next year, if we make it, we can just really like try, and we can try again, and I think we'll be successful.
What do you think about being state champions? Nobody's made that big a deal about being state champions. I mean, right there, that's huge.
Yeah. It was just like whenever you have Texas ahead of you, it's just you have to keep on preparing for that.
Right. Well, now that you've completed Texas, you can sit back and think, hey, we're South Carolina state champions. You know, I think a lot of people sometimes don't think about how cool it is that y'all did this and that you made such a big impact. I would think that other kids would be looking up to you for what you did. I mean, have you got sisters or brothers or had anybody say, cool, you know, you guys are champions for the state and you went all the way out there?
I mean, yeah, like we did some fundraising to help. That's how Greenwood helped pay for it. A lot of people gave us compliments and were really surprised that a small town team like us won state championship.
That's what I think is pretty amazing about it, and I'm so glad. Didn't y'all go to Chick-fil-A and have a big fundraiser there?
Yes, ma'am, we did. How much did we make? I don't remember.
It was a good. I think it was a good amount of money that allowed you to do a lot of things.
Yes,
all right.
And another sponsor was WCRS Radio and sponsored y'all's team. That's who was on the back of y'all's pink shirt
Right.
that they wore prior to every game.
Right. So, yes, I believe in what y'all are doing, and that's part of the reason I wanted to spotlight what y'all have been doing. So, Alyssa, let's talk to Annabelle here, Annabelle Chappell here, our goalie right here. How is this the first time you went to Texas?
Yeah, well, I've been for a wedding, but not in anything like this.
Anything like this?
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
So, and how did you end up being the goalie? And Chappie, where does Chappie come from? I need to know.
I think our coach Bass gave me that nickname when I was little
He
because
did.
it comes from my last name.
Chappell.
Yes, ma'am.
Chappell. Okay. All right. And what was this experience like for you as the goalie? I mean, there's a lot of pressure on the goalie, isn't there?
Yes, ma'am. It was. I think it showed our team that we belong and that we can compete with anybody.
Okay, that's great. And what are you going to be concentrating on when you get back into the swing of things after this little break?
Maybe staying concentrated of what's ahead of me, and being prepared and thinking that this is what's ahead of us and we can accomplish that again.
So you think y'all are going to be state champions again, huh?
I hope so.
Wait a minute.
I think we can compete for it.
Okay, you're going to compete for it. All right. I like a positive attitude, right? A positive
ma'am.
attitude. And so how did you end up as the goalie?
I think probably like 4 years ago, one of our goalies was like hurt, and I had to step in, and I've just loved it ever since.
What's the best part about being a goalie?
I think that like helping to make goals not happen and like help with offense and defense.
Right? Yeah, you get to use your hands too, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's pretty cool. How hard is it not to use your hands when you're playing soccer? Is that a big deal?
I think you kind of get used to it if you're not being the goalie.
Yeah, okay, so it's not that big a deal. Okay. All right, so Annabelle, what grade are you in?
I'm going into 8th grade.
Into 8th grade, so where do you go to school?
Edgewood Middle School, 96.
96. Oh, okay, well, that's a great school over there.
Yes, ma'am.
What are you thinking about being when you grow up and go out into the world and make us all proud?
I haven't thought about it that much, but I want to be some kind of doctor.
Some kind of doctor. All right, and what's your favorite subjects then?
I like ELA and science.
Okay, all right, ELA and science. All right. So, futuristically, what do you think was the strength of your team? What was the strength of your team this year?
I think that we all played together and that we did not focus about ourselves, about everybody in front of us.
Okay. What do you think was your weakness then?
Maybe not communicating.
Communicating is kind of key, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
yeah. And so that's something you can work on. Now, when y'all, I mean, I know I've asked this question, but I think it's important. It goes to the fact that we are dealing with state champions right here. The South Carolina state champions for the 2011-2012 girls team, the Toros team. What was it like to win there that day?
I think that it was unreal because we did not think that we were going to make it that far, and we played like we should have.
You played like you should have. I like it. I like it. Now, I understand that team beat you bad a while back. Was that true?
Yes, ma'am. But then we got better and showed that we can beat them.
So, futuristically, if you are really trying hard this next year, you're going to be state champions again, and then you're going to the Southern Presidential Championship too, or Cup.
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Why do you play soccer?
I think I got into it when I was little, and I just loved it, and I love all my teammates.
Yeah. Well, did you play anything else?
I play basketball for my school.
You play basketball. You're
Yes,
not
ma'am.
that tall. Your dad's tall, but you're not that
Well,
tall.
hold on, I'm a defender a little bit.
Yeah.
Chappie, you were born in 2012, right?
Yes.
All right. In comparison, Scylla was born a whole year ahead of her.
Right.
Chappie's still got some growing to do.
Okay,
So
okay.
Chappie's still going to get taller.
Chappie's going to get taller.
She's got height in her family. She's gonna be fine.
She's going to be fine. Okay. All right. All right. So, and Annabelle, what else do they call you besides Chappie?
They call me AB because Annabelle.
Annabelle. Do you have any pets?
I have an English bulldog named
Eng-
Floyd
Floyd? And why is it named Floyd?
because my dad came up with it off the Andy Griffith Show.
So, does your dad live in the past?
No, we just used to watch that show.
You used to watch that show. Okay, all right. Anyways, that's just kind of neat. Annabelle, Chappie, and are you going to continue being a goalie?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Do you have any desire to be any of the other positions?
No, ma'am. I had to play in the field for my school, and I liked the goal better.
Oh, you had to play for your school? Okay. All right. Well, listen, this has been, I think, totally exciting here. I would like to have Jonathan just tell us a little bit about this, his experience about this from the professionals aspect of it, because you've watched these girls become quite a team. Is that would that be correct?
That's right, man. We've I think one thing that we've talked about all year was that we have to believe, and I tell them pretty regularly is that y'all can beat any team that you play against, and every game that we have is the hardest game we've ever played in our entire life, right? And so we have that mentality, and they do work very, very, very hard, and we just have to have the belief. And I think that them going to Texas, the battle for what we had to do for the President's Cup here in the state is unbelievable. And the fact, and they mentioned a minute ago, we didn't even think we were going to be able to make that tournament. And like I think Anna Claire may have mentioned that we played in a different league last year. We got promoted to this league that we were in called PMSL, and President's Medal Soccer League, and then so we participated in that, and that was a big jump for us to jump back into it. And so we jumped back into it, went and played some of the best teams in the state during the regular season, and we had a hard time, didn't we? We did at the very beginning of the season, and we had some things work out. The last 3 games that we had during our regular season were tremendous wins for us, and I think I've mentioned many times, especially towards the end of the season, we have to be our best at the right time, right? And so they became their best at the right time. And that was when we got to Columbia. That was when we peaked for our season. And we stayed, and I feel very confident that we stayed that way all the way through Texas. And so we
Were you concerned when you looked at the teams they were going to have to play? Were you like, oh my God, we're going to have to play these teams? Or did you have an idea what these teams were that you were going up against?
they're the best of their state, right?
Right.
And so we're the best of our state as well.
Right.
And so keeping in mind that we had our first game in the state in South Carolina was down in Bluffton, South Carolina. That's a huge commitment from our families, right? We had to go down to Bluffton, which is near Hilton Head. Went down there and played at a very unique field.
A unique field? What does that mean?
Maybe resembled a it's not as nice as what they have at the Greenwood County complex, is it not? Or what we have at the Toro fields. We played into a place out there that didn't have very much grass. We played
much grass?
Yep. We played a team that was ranked number 3rd in the state, and we hammered them, did we not? We smashed them. And we were really proud of that win, which sent us to Columbia for a weekend full of soccer on Saturday. If we won on Saturday, we played on Sunday. So you lose one, you're out. And so we played on Saturday, played a team from Charleston. Had how many lightning delays during that game? 4, 5? Yeah, there was an hour and a half break in the middle of it. Matter of fact, they called us back out there, and as soon as we got back out there, about to start, actually the game started, and immediately as the game started, lightning, thunder struck again, and we had to go back to our cars. During that time, we lost some players due to some prior to commitments, and Lord willing, they also lost some players on their team, and so it kind of balanced that out for us. And we had to make a lot of adjustments in that game. We were sitting in the cars, and I'm sitting there pounding my phone, sending messages, read this to your child, make sure they know what they're doing, because I couldn't communicate to them. And so they had to be in their cars. I had to be in my car. And then on Sunday...
How hard is that to go out and compete after having those rain and lightning breaks? That has to break your momentum and everything.
It did it for both teams, though, right?
Right.
And but we on Sunday, I think we were just happy to be there, right? I still, even the talk prior to that game, we talked about believing still. And I still felt like that they felt like luck was on their side. And though there may have been some luck on their side, they earned it. And so, and I think once they start believing that they can beat anybody, and I think that's when we're really going to take off. So, but that Sunday game was against a team that we had struggled with all season. Incredible coach. He's a great coach for South Carolina United, and we took it to them. We played super hard, and we had a ton of adversity during that game. It was back and forth, and I think probably 5 minutes before that game was over with, I think the reality kind of hit me, where it was like, we're gonna do this. This is.
What was the score?
It's 1-0. We won the game 1-0.
1-0. Oh my gosh!
And we had completely taken over the momentum. But the last 5 minutes of a game, kids on both teams always get this second wind about them. And we were holding on. But they never gave up. They fought like crazy, and I'm super proud of them. And we won. And I think I got a little emotional after that one, and they. We just couldn't believe it. Then we went straight to work. We did not stop. We started soccer practice the very next week. We worked on ball mastery. Like Alyssa said a minute ago, we worked on a lot of footwork related things. And they worked hard. We committed during our regular season, we only practiced twice a week. That's during school. And so there's a lot of other commitments, but we committed to going 4 days. They showed up. We worked hard. The last 3 weeks of our training prior to Texas. Remember, we had a fast turnaround. The other teams also had to go through their high school season. The other two teams, they didn't have practices. Our season just ended. They didn't practice until November. Their practices ended in November. Then they started with their high school teams. So we just didn't stop. And so then we started working on game tactics. One big thing that we did is that we changed our formation, which is a big deal in soccer. And so we had to adjust our form. At the very
last minute?
No. We knew going into Texas that we were going to have to play quite a bit more defensively, and we did that. So some folks had to learn new responsibilities. You could probably tell from Anna Claire and Alyssa, they had different roles and responsibilities than they had during the regular season. And so there was a lot of learning that had to take place during that time. We had some key folks on our team that were on vacation or had other commitments for camps or cruises. And so, but they did
It's hard to
outstanding.
play soccer on a cruise, isn't it?
No, I promise you, she practiced. That child is going to practice. Did you practice there? I promise you, she did.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I think if there's one thing they've learned this season was two things. We have to believe in ourselves, and I think the second thing they've also learned is talent isn't going to get us there. It's not going to get us all the way there. They're going to have to do extra work, and they're going to have to be committed to soccer and things they're going to have to do. That talent's not going to get us there alone. And I think that from what parents have been texting me, matter of fact, AC, and are you going to work with Alistair today? They're going to a private session. Are y'all still working with Alistair some? They're going to private soccer lessons today. I mean, we're not even in season, and they're still training. So I'm really proud of them. They're very committed to this. This is not just this is a what's turned into kind of a lifestyle for them. So I'm really proud of them. And we hope to get back to Texas. Here's the great thing, and I don't think I've told y'all this yet. We have 4 more chances to go to this tournament, to this national tournament, right? So when you're 15, 16, 17, and 18, and 19, right? So we still have a lot of chances to go do this thing.
So will this team stay together moving forward? I mean, is that how this works?
Yeah. So last year, not this past season, last year, we only had 12 girls. Okay. And we had a couple with some injuries. We had some other issues, and so we were really struggling with the number of kids that we had. Picked up a couple new girls, and for the following season, well, this past season we ended up with 21 girls. Season before last, we actually divided up into 2 different teams. I coached both of them. We had a red team and a blue team. We participated, like I said, in an open league. This year we participated. We got promoted to PMSL, so we only had 1 team. And this year we have 30 girls that are participating, so we actually divided up into 2 separate teams now. So though I'm sure there'll be times that we interact with each other, there'll be one team that has a coach, and then unfortunately the red team girls, they're stuck with me, and so they'll be with me. We have 14 girls on that team. The other team who will participate in the open league, which is the league that we got promoted out of, will have 16 girls, but they can play up with us. These girls just won't be able to play in the open league because they're in a higher division. So
that's pretty cool. You know, I bet one of the things that we really haven't given enough kudos to is the parents and the time commitment the dollars that it takes to do this. Yes,
unbelievable. It's not sure that they can even understand what this took financially, from time getting off work, from a lot of folks unfortunately won't be able to go to the beach, won't be able to do things. There was a sacrifice that was there this year, and so this was not a cheap trip, and so I'm very thankful for the sponsors. Self Regional was a sponsor. We had some individual sponsors. WCRS was a sponsor. They helped us lessen the load on these families financially. They were able to provide some. Matter of fact, Annabelle has a uniform on that we had to have special uniforms for Texas because they had to have a white uniform. Mm-hmm. I think next year or in the future when we go back to Texas or wherever the tournament is, I think rather than having maybe in addition to their name on the back, I think I want to have South Carolina on it. I think that
South Carolina proud.
That's right.
That's
so
right.
I think we need to make sure that we're letting people know that we're from South Carolina. I did not see, maybe y'all did, I did not see another club that had multiple teams there. Maybe the teams from Tennessee, maybe from Florida, I'm not really sure, but we had 3 teams there, and that's absolutely amazing. I know that Coach Ram is really proud of that, and we're certainly proud to represent the club, to represent the city of Greenwood, to represent Greenwood County, to represent South Carolina. But also, we have children from Abbeville County. We have children from Lawrence County. We have to pull from multiple counties to be able to create one team. And now we have two teams. The teams that we're competing against in Texas, they probably have 10 teams in that one age group. So really incredible. Kudos to the girls for fighting like crazy to
well,
go out and compete.
Shouldn't we say kudos to the coach, though, because he inspired you? Yes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, don't you think a little kudos to the coach here for inspiring you and just keep on believing, right? Then you got to believe.
That's right.
I think that's pretty cool. Do y'all have anything that you'd like to say as we finish up here today? I mean, does anybody like to say something? How about the fact of the support that you get from your families? Isn't that huge? That's pretty huge, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And without your parents and your family doing this, it'd be hard to compete. Well, I think we have had a terrific time here today. We could continue here, but I think I'm going to say, do y'all have a cheer? Do y'all have a cheer that you do? You know, or like an inspirational cheer, you know, like, go team. I mean, you know, something like that. I mean, do you have one? I think y'all need a cheer.
I think we'll have to work on that. I don't think they really have that. It's kind of not a soccer thing. But maybe we need to work on that. Maybe we'll put Chappie in charge of that. What you think? Chappie can be in charge of a cheer? You know, softball teams, they have a lot of cheers.
Hey, Jonathan, go back over there. I mean, don't leave
We
yet.
don't have a lot of cheers.
You don't have a lot of cheers?
Nah, we don't have a lot of cheers.
Okay, you don't have cheerleaders. No cheerleaders. So
we just have parents that are cheering like crazy on the sideline.
Okay. Well, I think you know, maybe you need a little cheer so that when you're down there in Texas or you're down there in Columbia or something going for the championship, that everybody stands there and goes, "Why did they come up with a cheer? We don't have a cheer." Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that.
Maybe we'll have a good cheer. Well, I really want to appreciate each and every one of you. Anna Claire Waters, thank you for being here. Priscilla Jackson, thank you for being here. Alyssa Powell, thank you for being here. And Annabelle Chappell, our goalie, Chappie, thank you for being here today. And Jonathan, thank you, Jonathan Bass, for putting this together and making this happen right here on WCRS.
And thank you for having us. This has been fun. A great experience for the girls. They've experienced a lot over the past couple of weeks, have they not? A lot of firsts.
Yes.
A lot of firsts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what doing good makes you have experiences like that,
That's right?
Yeah.
That's right. So maybe we'll just plan on making this an annual thing.
Okay.
Every time we get back from championship,
right,
we'll all come back and we'll do this every time.
What do you think? Would that be a good thing? Hasn't been too painful, has it? No.
Y'all did great.
All right. Y'all did great here today. You are on WCRS. We've been on the radio. We've been on Facebook. And we are going to close it out and say thank you, everybody, for listening. Do want to tell you tomorrow morning, we've had a change in the schedule. Tomorrow morning, we are going to have Alan Wilson on in the 9:30 hour. He just announced he is Attorney General. And he just announced that he is going to be running for governor. So make sure you tune in tomorrow morning at 9:30. Okay, you can go ahead, wave, scream, do whatever. Bye. There you go. That's going to do it for us. Bye-bye, everybody. This is WCRS right here in Greenwood. Bye-bye, everybody.